And good evening, everyone, and welcome to Bruce High School here at the baseball field today, where the Bruce Trojans taking on the Houlka Wildcats. And we're in the bottom of the first inning. We'll get you caught up to date here in just a few moments. Houlka went down in the top of the first, no runs, no hits, one error against the Trojans. And a runner was stranded down at second base, so Houlka failed to score in the top of the first. We're in the bottom of the first now inning. The left fielder, Jamal Jackson, left-handed batter, leads it off here for the Trojans. Here's the pitch. It's in the dirt for a ball. Seth Burke on the mound, the right-hander for Houlka. Here's the pitch to Jackson. That's in the dirt. Skips back to the screen. 2 balls and a strike to Jamal Jackson, the starting left fielder for the Trojans. He'll be followed by Brent Spencer and Corey Grace. We'll give you the entire lineup here in just a few moments. Bottom of the first, the pitch. And that is a strike over the outside corner. That evens the count 2-2. Jackson will be followed by Spencer, then Grace. Chad Logan's your cleanup hitter. Then Eddie Logan. Jody Dye bats 6th. 2-2 pitch to Jackson. Curveball line, shot right field, base hit down the right field line. Gloved by the right fielder. He bobbled it a little bit, but able to get it back in and hold Jackson to a leadoff single. So Jackson's aboard here to open the bottom of the first inning. That brings up the center fielder, right-handed hitter Brent Spencer. Bottom 3 in the Bruce order would be the pitcher Colton Ward hitting 7th. Hitting 8th's the shortstop Shane McKay. And 9th's the second baseman Colby Hillhouse. That was the first hit off of Burke. Leadoff man's aboard. Jackson has good speed over at first. Jamal Jackson, a 3-sport athlete here at Bruce. He plays all 3, baseball, basketball, and football. Here's the pitch to Spencer, up and in for a ball. 1 ball, no strikes to Brent Spencer. Played third base last year. He's moved to center field this year for the Trojans. There's a pitch, swing and a miss on an inside pitch. That evens the count 1-1. Spencer tried to pull out and turn on that pitch inside. Couldn't get the bat head out. Swings and misses, and the count even at 1. It's a non-division game for the Trojans against Houlka, 1A team, just east of here on 32, of course. Third baseman's in on the grass, expecting a possible bunt here from Spencer. 1 ball, 1 strike. We're in the bottom of the first. We'll update you on the first inning for Houlka here in just a moment as the throw goes to first. Lance Gordon led off for the Wildcats, grounded back to the pitcher for the first out. Then Seth Burke, the pitcher, grounded out to short. A 2-out error on the second baseman for the Trojans, Hillhouse, resulted in a base for Greg Davison. As there goes a runner, popped up right side. Catcher coming over toward the screen is out of play. Strike 2 on Spencer. The count will go to 1 ball and 2 strikes. Davidson then went to second on a wild pitch from the pitcher Ward, but then Jock Moore grounded back to the pitcher. So 4 groundouts in the inning, 1 error. But a good job of pitching in the first inning for Colton Ward. 1 ball and 2 strikes to Spencer. Another throw over to first. Burke keeping a close eye here on Jamal Jackson. The belt comes to the plate, popped it up straight back. That's going to be out of play over the screen. The count will stay 1 ball and 2 strikes. Noggle came back to give a look at it, but it was well out of play. Corey Grace on deck for Bruce, the number 3 man. Has a little bit of power. Nobody. 1-2 pitch coming hitter Spencer, the belt. The pitch is upstairs, ball 2. That evens the count 2-2. Could be a running situation here for Jackson, who has good speed over at first. Being held on by the Wildcat first baseman. 2-2 pitch, that's inside, ball 3, and the count's full. So you can expect Jackson to be going here on 3 and 2. Burke to his belt. Here goes a runner. Ball 4 up and away. And a walk for Spencer. So after falling behind in the count 1 and 2, Spencer comes back to draw the walk. And the Trojans have runners at first and second with nobody out for Corey Grace. Right-handed hitter digs in, Corey Grace. Playing third base today for the Trojans. Slightly open stance, takes the pitch up high, ball 1. Came across the letters. 1 ball and no strikes to Grace. Chad Logan is on deck for the Trojans. Here's the 1-0 up low and inside, ball 2. So that's 5 consecutive balls now thrown by Burke. 2-0 to Grace. Good hitter situation here. Here's the pitch. Ground ball off the foot of Grace. 2 balls and a strike to count. Go find out what their records are. Here's the 2-1 pitch to Grace. Second baseman coming over to hold him close. And a pitch. Here's a strike over the outside corner. That evens the count 2 and 2 now to Corey Grace. So Burke comes right back after falling behind 2-0. Now he's even the count at 2. Grace has to protect the plate here. 2-2 pitch. Ground ball to the right side. And that's through for a base hit. Here comes Jackson. They're going to wave him around. Throw coming to the plate is sailing high, and Jackson's safe easily. Here comes Spencer to the plate. Throw to the plate's not in time. Another run scores. 2-0 Trojans. And Grace trots on into third. It's going to be a single and an error on the play. 1 RBI for Corey Grace on the base hit in the right field. Looked like a play that the first baseman might have been able to make a play on it, but he couldn't get the glove down. That's Dustin Eaton over at first. Tried to backhand it, and it went right by him. So 2-run score on the play. Here's Chad Logan, the cleanup man. RBI opportunity here for Chad as Grace is only 90 feet away. He popped it up on the infield. Should be playable. Second baseman is under it. Takes a couple of steps in and makes the catch. That's Jock Moore down at second. 1 down here in the inning. So Logan fails to get the run home, and now that'll bring up Eddie Logan, right fielder for the Trojans. Pitch is a strike, a good fastball across the outside half of the plate. Strike 1 here to Eddie Logan. Jody Dye on deck for the Trojans. Right-handed hitter Logan digs in. Here's the pitch from Burke. Swing and a miss, strike 2. He blew it by him. 0-2 the count now. Trojans have scratched early for a couple of runs here in the bottom of the first inning after Houlka failed to score in the top half. 0-2 pitch to Eddie Logan. Swing and a miss. He struck him out on 3 pitches. Good job by Burke. Trying to minimize the damage here in the bottom of the first. So Logan goes down on strikes. First strikeout for Burke. And that brings up Jody Dye, the first baseman. So it's up to Dye to get the run home here. And the pitch in the dirt. A good save by the catcher. Noggle made a nice play to keep that ball from going to the backstop. 1 ball, no strikes, the count to Dye. Burke delivers. Strike over the outside corner. Dye didn't agree with the call. Thought it was outside, but the count is even 1-1. Defense plays him pretty much straight away. Big gap in right center. Here's the pitch to Dye. Swing, line shot in the left center field. Left fielder going over, has a beat on it, and makes the catch. And that'll retire the side. Dye hit it on the nose, but right at the left fielder for the Wildcats. And so Houlka gets out of the inning with minimal damage, but the Trojans do pick up 2 runs on 2 hits, 1 man left. And after 1, your score, Bruce 2, Houlka nothing.
And I tell you what, Dunn, we're happy to have our sponsors along for the 99 baseball campaign right here today. And we'll mention some of those here. Bruce Telephone Company, Waller Incorporated, also Weyerhaeuser Company, Step Saver Pharmacy, Weeks Big Star here, Kathy's Cozy Kitchen in Pittsburgh, of course, Dr. Longest at Bruce Family Medical Center, Fred's Super Pharmacy Stores, Kelwood Company and Kelwood Factory Outlet, Parker Brothers Trucking in Derma, TDS Telecom, Calhoun City Telephone on the square in Calhoun City, Calhoun Apparel Incorporated, and Bruce Furniture Klausner Company. All of our sponsors here today making the 99 baseball possible here on your local sports connection. Bruce coming in unofficially 11-11 on the season, dead even 500. That's what we think the record is here, talking to some of the guys. Houlka 3-6, we understand from the Houlka side over here. So unofficial records there coming in this game.
Of course, Bill, this is a non-division game, so it does not count as far as the standings in the 2A division for Bruce. Of course, they have this is their final home game of the season. They'll go to Calhoun City Friday night for a big division rivalry, and very important in the race as far as setting themselves up for the division tournament, which will be next week.
That's right, of course, and we'll have the game Friday night at Calhoun City. We're a little late getting started with baseball. We had so much outstanding basketball this year, and especially with Bruce girls and Oxford boys, and just extended it on. But we're excited this week. This is a heavy week for baseball. Just about going to wrap it up this week. We have 1 game next week at Houston. But several games this week coming up. Hopefully everybody can enjoy some baseball here in the latter part of the season. And we're looking forward to some great baseball throughout the rest of this week.
Of course, the weather just now becoming conducive to baseball. We've had some rain and cold weather over the last weeks of March. And it's a nice day for baseball here today. I was wondering, the rain came in pretty heavily over the weekend and rained a little bit this morning, but pretty day here this afternoon. There's a swing and a miss, strike 1. Eric Johnson leads it off, the shortstop for the Wildcats. It'll be Johnson, Sid Burke, and Lee Burgess here in the top of the 2nd inning against Colton Ward. And a pitch, that's low and away, ball 1, excuse me. 1 ball and 1 strike. 1-1 the count to Eric Johnson. Here's the pitch. That's another pitch in the dirt, ball 2, 2-1. Johnson, the Wildcat shortstop. Here's the pitch. That's in for a strike. 2 balls and 2 strikes now to Johnson. Let that one go right by. That was right down the middle of the plate. Johnson didn't like it apparently, and he'll have to swing here. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Ward delivers. Swing, ground ball to third. Grace gloves. Picks it up, throws across the diamond in time. 1 away. So Ward doing the job getting the ground outs. 5 batters, 5 ground balls. And that's going to bring up Sid Burke, the left fielder. Right-handed hitter here for the Houlka in their red uniforms today. White pants, swing and a miss, strike 1. We talked about the basketball season going along. It was a great season for Houlka as well. Their boys with a impressive season down at the big house in Jackson. Of course, eventually losing to Ingomar in that state championship game. 0-2, here's the pitch. Slow curve is in, strike 3. He struck him out. So 3 straight. That takes care of Sid Burke on the strikeout. First strikeout for Colton Ward, and that'll bring up Lee Burgess. So with 2 down, bases empty, Burgess, the right fielder, digs in. And play him straight away. Pitch, swing and a miss. He really pulled off of that one. Strike 1 to Burgess. Here's the pitch. That's in the dirt. It skips away. No problem. Nobody on base, so Logan will go retrieve it. 1 ball and 1 strike. Defensively for the Trojans, Jamal Jackson's in left field. Brent Spencer over in center. Eddie Logan in right. Infield across the left to right. Corey Grace at third. Shane McKay down at short. Colby Hillhouse at second. Jody Dye at first. Chad Logan behind the plate. Here's the pitch. Just missed outside apparently. 2 balls and a strike. That was a close one there, just on the outside corner. Here's the 2-1 pitch coming. That's a strike over the inside corner. 2 balls and 2 strikes now to Lee Burgess. Torrey Noggle would be next if Burgess can extend the inning here in the second. 2-0 Trojans. Top of the second. Just underway here from Bruce. Here's the pitch. Struck him out. Second strikeout in a row. And the inning is over, so Colton Ward retires the Wildcats in order here in the top of the second. We played an inning and a half. Bruce 2, Houlka nothing. We'll take a break, hear from some sponsors. We'll be back with more. You're watching Bruce Trojan Baseball here on TV7, TV 34.
And welcome back to action here, TV7, TV 34 Sports. Bill Morgan along with Don Brooks and Russ Wooten here today. Bruce High School as they're hosting Houlka. And Don, this has been Bruce so far in this one here through 2 innings.
Ward swings at the first pitch, rips it foul right past the first base coach, Ralph Stallings. Down in the first base coach for the Trojans, head coach Donnie Logan down at third for Bruce. Trying to get above 500 on the season and build some momentum going into the final week of the season. 1 strike the count here to Colton Ward, Trojan pitcher. Done a good job on the mound. And he takes the strike over the inside corner, 0-2 now. Seth Burke on the mound here today for the Wildcats. Here's the 0-2 pitch. Way upstairs, ball 1, 1-2. Bruce wearing their home white pinstripes today with the royal blue cap and royal blue shirts up under the jersey. Slow bouncer down to first, right through the wickets. Gonna be an error on the first baseman. So Ward reaches on the error against the first baseman for the Wildcats. That's Eaton. And that's 2 that Eaton should have had. He had a base hit that Grace hit that was a ball that he could have made a play. Didn't really put a glove on it, but it went right under his glove. Now we're going to have a pinch runner here for Ward, the pitcher. Shane McKay comes to the plate. So Ward's at first. McKay swings and misses. Throw back down to first, not in time. Ward dives back. 1 strike the count here to Colton Ward. Second error against Houlka in the ball game. 1 strike the count here to Shane McKay. Here's the pitch. High fly ball left field. Should be playable. Left fielder goes back. He's under it. Makes the catch. Tagging is the runner, and he's going to hold down at first. So 1 out. That'll bring up the number 9 hitter, Colby Hillhouse. Burke delivers. There's a little flare down the right field line, foul, just outside the reach of Eaton. One strike the count here to Hillhouse. Jamal Jackson's on deck. Here's the pitch, up high, ball 1, 1-1 to count. Right-handed hitter Hillhouse, bottom of the second, 2-0 Trojans. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss at a high fastball. Hillhouse took a big cut at that one. Came up empty, and he's in the hole 1-2 now. Had some pretty good pitching so far. Bruce 2 runs on 2 hits. Has a high fly ball, shallow center field. Second baseman is under it, makes the catch. Runner has to hold. That's Moore out there at second making the play, and there's 2 outs now. Back to the top of the order in Jamal Jackson. Jackson 1 for 1 on the day, had a leadoff base hit back in the first, scored a run. Only base hit by Grace. And he's up now with 2 outs in the bottom of the second. And he takes high and away, ball 1. Here's the pitch, up high, ball 2. Jackson lays off the high fastball, and he's ahead in the count now, 2 balls and no strikes. Here's the pitch. Hot ground ball up the middle. Good play by the second baseman. Throw to first in time. Nice play down there by Jock Moore. And that retires the side here in the bottom of the second. No runs for the Trojans. No hits. 1 error. 1 man left. We go to the top of the third. Bruce 2, Houlka nothing. We'll be back. Stay with us. And welcome back, everyone, here to Bruce, where the Trojans on top of the Houlka Wildcats by a score of 2-0. We go to the top of the third inning. First pitch to the leadoff man Noggle here in the inning. Bounce foul down third base side. Strike 1 the count to Torrey Noggle, the Wildcat catcher. It'll be Noggle, Wiggs, and then back to the top of the order and Lance Gordon. No runs, no hits, 2 errors for Houlka. Bruce 2 runs on 2 hits, no errors. Here's the pitch. Line drive right field, that's falling fast. Logan on the run makes a nice diving catch. Eddie Logan laid out for it and makes the grab toward the right field line for out number 1. That's the first ball that's been hit in the air by Houlka. Everything else been on the ground. 1 out. And that brings up Jim Wiggs, the designated hitter. Wiggs takes ball 1. 1-0 the count. And a pitch, low, ball 2. 2 balls and no strikes. Lance Gordon on deck for Houlka. In the top of the third inning. Here's the pitch. There's a strike across the letters. 2 balls and 1 strike. Here's the 2-1 pitch from Ward. Bunted foul up along third. Strike 2. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Wiggs needs to get the bat head a little bit out in front of the plate to try to get that bunt down. He was a little late making contact with it. 2-2 the count. Ward delivers. And it's outside, ball 3, so the count's full to Jim Wiggs. 2 strikeouts for Ward so far. And the pitch is inside, ball 4. So a good job of hitting by Jim Wiggs. He draws a walk. That's the second base runner of the night for Houlka. And that brings up Lance Gordon. Gordon grounded back to the pitcher his first time up. He's 0 for 1. Beautiful day for baseball here. Throw to first. Wiggs gets back. Sun has come out this afternoon and talked a lot about rain, but stayed away here in Bruce, Mississippi. 1 out. Gordon the batter. Here's the pitch. Little tapper out in front of the plate. Ward fell down, then gets up, has plenty of time, and gets him. Score at 1-3. So Ward takes care of Gordon. Slipped on that grass, which is still a little bit slick, but was able to make the play in plenty of time. So 2 outs, Advancing to second on the play was Jim Wiggs. And now Seth Burke, the pitcher, with a chance to help himself here with a base hit. And the pitch is in the dirt, ball 1. One and 0 the count. 1-0 pitch in there for a strike. That evens the count 1-1 to Seth Burke. Grounded out to the shortstop his first time up. He's 0 for 1. Hit a little liner right over the pitcher's head. But McKay was able to range to his left, make a nice play, and throw him out. That pitch high, 2 balls and a strike now to Burke. One of 2 Burke on this team. There's a slap foul off to the right, out of play. A little bit late on that one. 2 balls and 2 strikes the count now. Here's a 2-2 offering. Curveball just missed outside. Count full now to Seth Burke. So here's the pitch where Ward wants to get him right here. Doesn't want to walk him. And he throws it right down the middle at the knees. Struck him out looking. So Burke goes down. 3rd strikeout for Colton Ward. And we go to the bottom of the 3rd inning. Houlka, no runs, no hits, no errors. 1 walk, 1 man left. We go to the bottom of the 3rd inning. Your score, Bruce 2, Houlka nothing. Back in a moment. To high school baseball here on your local sports connection. Don Brooks and Russ Wooten. There's a ground ball by Spencer up the middle. Good play by the shortstop. Throw to first in time. Good defensive play down there by Eric Johnson. 1 out here in the bottom of the 3rd. Houlka's looked pretty good defensively. They've made some good plays. They do have 2 errors on the game. 1 a throwing error and then 1 on the first baseman, Eaton. Here's Grace. He's 1 for 1 with an RBI. Takes a strike over the outside corner. Here's the pitch. Low and away, ball 1. 1-1. Houlka, to our understanding, only played 9 games, 3 and 6, whereas Bruce played 22 games. One of the reasons for that probably because of the basketball season going so long. With the Houlka basketball team making it to the state championship, they probably had a few cancellations early in the season. Here's the pitch. That's outside for a ball. 3-1 now to Corey Grace, the 3rd baseman. Chad Logan on deck. Grace singled his first time. Here's a 3-1 pitch. Ball 4, he walked him. So Grace takes the walk. He's in first now for Chad Logan. Logan popped out to second his first time, 0 for 1 on the day. He's hit a few home runs on the season. Grace takes the lead at first. Here's the pitch, fouled right back off the chest protector of the umpire. Strike 1, the count to Logan. Houlka has a pitcher warming up down the first base line. Pitch inside for a ball. 1 ball, 1 strike now. Chad Logan. Burke comes to the belt. Here's the pitch. Long fly ball down the left field line. That may be out of here, and it is. Home run for Chad Logan, a 2-run home run to left, and Bruce takes a 4-0 lead. Looked like a little hanger on the inside corner of the plate. Logan turned on it, and there was no question about that one as it left the yard here and left. So the Trojans go up now 4-0. So a good piece of hitting there for Logan. That's going to bring up Eddie Logan now. So base is clear. 1 out for Eddie Logan. He struck out his first time, 0 for 1. Takes high ball 1. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss on a curveball. It evens the count. 1-1. 1-1 pitch to Eddie Logan, up high, ball 2. 2-1. So the leadoff, or the 1-out walk to Grace, comes back to haunt Burt. Logan hits the home run. Pitch is high, ball 3. 3-1 out of the right fielder, Eddie Logan. Jody Dye is up next. Three-1 pitch, fouled back. Count's full now, 3-2. That pitch might have been a ball 4 inside, but Logan on 3-1. Pretty good pitch to hit on the inside half. 3-2 now to Eddie Logan. Payoff pitch. Swing, reaches out, slaps it into center field for a base hit. And Logan's aboard with a 1-out base hit. That'll bring up Jody Dye. 4 hits now in the game for Bruce. They've taken advantage of all their hits. Put 4 runs on the board. Jody Dye hit a line shot right at the left fielder his first time up. He's 0 for 1. We're in the bottom of the 3rd inning. That pitch a little bit high, ball 1. 1-0 the count. Burt to the stretch. That's in the dirt. Good play by the catcher. Throw down to second. It's going to be offline. And that'll be scored a wild pitch. So Eddie Logan advances to second on the pitch in the dirt. Pretty good play by the catcher, but it did trickle away just enough from Noggle for Logan to advance, and a good play by Logan to go down to second. He did not hesitate. Dye hits a little flare right field. Right fielder is under it, and he's got it. Tagging is Eddie Logan going to third. Pretty good throw, but not in time. So when Logan advances to third, now with 2 outs, Burgess out there makes a nice catch on it. So that brings up Colton Ward. Ward bats left, throws right. Reached on an error by the first baseman his first time up. He's 0 for 1. Burke delivers high, ball 1. 1-0 the count. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss at a pitch outside, and it's 1-1 now to Colton Ward. The pitch to Ward. Swing, little ground ball up the first base line, going to trickle foul. That makes the count 1 ball and 2 strikes. One-two pitch here from Seth Burke. Trying to get out of the inning, keep it close, and he popped it up foul straight over the screen and out of play, so still 1-2. Umpire's out of baseball, so they're going to have to round up a few more here. Here's the 1-2 pitch to Ward. Popped it up. Second baseman has a beat on it. And he's under it. And Moore makes the catch to retire the side. But the Trojans do pick up 2 more runs on the 2-run homer by Chad Logan. And we've completed 3 now. Bruce in that inning picks up 2 runs on 2 hits. No Wildcat errors. And after 3, it's Bruce 4, Houlka nothing. You're watching Trojan Baseball here on TV7, TV34. Stay with us.
You're watching TV7, TV34, Bruce, Calhoun City, your community TV. Thanks for watching.
Welcome back here to the top of the 4th inning. Trojans on top 4-0 against the Houlka Wildcats. Here on a Monday afternoon. On a nice day for baseball. Final week of the regular season. Colton Ward with a curveball caught the outside corner, strike 1 to Greg Davidson. Big left-handed hitter reached on an error his first time up, so he's 0 for 1. Houlka still looking for their first hit of the game. Swing and a miss, strike 2, no balls and 2 strikes. Only 2 base runners so far for the Wildcats. 1 reached on an error, 1 by a walk. Curve is up high and away, ball 1, 1 and 2. One-two pitch upstairs, ball 2, 2 and 2 now. Defense straight away against Greg Davidson. The heart of the order here for Houlka in the 4th. They'd like to get some runs, try to get back in this ball game. 2-2 pitch down low, ball 3, 3 and 2 now. So Davidson has battled back after getting in a 0-2 hole. It's now full count. Here's the 3-2 pitch, ball 4 up high. Leadoff walk for Greg Davidson. So that's what you want if you're a Houlka fan here. Get the base runner aboard here, down by 4. Middle inning, 4th inning, 7-inning ball game here in high school baseball. Now the cleanup man, Jock Moore. Moore grounded back to the pitcher. He's 0 for 1 on the day. So Davidson's been on base twice now. Throw to first, he dives back. Jock Moore and then Eric Johnson on deck for the Wildcats. Here's the pitch, and that's in the dirt, ball 1. 1-0 the count to Jock Moore. Moore made a nice defensive play early in this game on a ground ball by Jamal Jackson. Another throw over to first, not in time. Busy day here in Bruce Fairgrounds. Ground ball down to third. Good play by Grace. He throws to second for 1. Back to first. Is going to be rolled over there as the second baseman Hillhouse took a shot from the runner. Looks like they're going to call him out here, saying that he slid out of the baseline apparently. He's going to call a interference against the runner, so that will be a double play for Bruce. They're going to say that Davidson slid out of the baseline or possibly done a little bit of a roll block that time and took out Hillhouse. So there's 2 outs now, and Eric Johnson's your batter. So that's a tough break for Houlka. Swing and a miss. Johnson chased after the pitch in the dirt. And the pitch popped it up out of play, right side. Out into the street here at the fairgrounds. 0-2 now to Eric Johnson. Got softball, little league practice, a lot of things going on out here today. Here's the 0-2 pitch from Ward. Curveball, grounded foul up along third. Count stays 0-2. Oh-2 pitch to Eric Johnson. That's in the dirt for a ball. 1-2 now. Colton Ward's been very effective today for Bruce. That one's in the dirt also. That evens the count 2-2. Ward trying to get Johnson to chase a pitch in the dirt. He wouldn't do it. Now he wants to come back and get him on a 2-2 count. Here's the 2-2 pitch. Up high, ball 3. So now full count to Eric Johnson. Well, Ward went full on Davidson, ended up walking him. Let's see if he can come back and get Eric Johnson here. Grounded to third his first time. He's 0 for 1. Has a little roll up along third. Going to be a tough play. Ward makes the play, throw to first, threw it high to die, and he pulled him off the bag. So that's going to be an error against the pitcher, Ward. So a little bit of a high throw. Dye could not make the sweep tag against Johnson, so that'll be an E1. Second error against Bruce. Each team has made 2 errors on the night. And now the batter is Sid Burke. He struck out his first time 0 for 1 as a throw to first. Last game we did over in Calhoun City, Nettleton and Calhoun City, the Wildcats made 10 errors. Really cost them in that loss. There's another throw to first. Of course, we've got the Trojans and the Wildcats coming up for you Friday night from Calhoun City. And if the first game between these two teams is any sign of what's to come, it should be a good one. They went 12 innings. Bruce won it 6-5 over here in Bruce earlier in the season. That was a non-division game. Didn't count in the standings. One Friday night will, of course. 1 ball, 1 strike now to Sid Burke, the left fielder. Of course, as usual, one of the teams to beat, to look out for in this division, Morville. The Troopers having another good season. There's a throw down to second. He's out of there. Good throw by Chad Logan. Got a good strong arm, and he gunned down Eric Johnson there to end the inning. So trying to steal, down 4-0. Houlka comes up empty, and we go to the bottom of the 4th inning. No runs, no hits, 1 Bruce error, and after 3.5, it's Bruce 4, Houlka nothing. We'll take a break. We'll be back with more. Stay with us. And we're back here in Bruce, bottom of the 4th inning. Trojans lead it 4-0. They got 2 in the first, 2 in the third. Shane McKay will lead it off now. He'll be followed by Colby Hillhouse and Jamal Jackson. Bottom of the 4th. Here's the first pitch. And a half swing. Took it for ball 1. Seth Burke has gone all the way so far for Houlka. 3 innings, he's given up 4 hits and 4 runs. Here's the pitch. That's outside for a ball. 2-0. Two-0 pitch. Down low, ball 3. It's 3-0. Here's the 3-0 pitch, taken all the way, ball 4. And Burke walks McKay on 4 straight pitches. Well, we had someone warming up earlier for Houlka. They may want to get somebody loose here. This is still very much in this game, only down 4-0. Colby Hillhouse, the batter, he popped to the second baseman his First time up, he's 0 for 1. Ball 1 in the dirt, and that's 5 straight now by Burke. Bruce has had the leadoff man aboard 3 out of 4 innings so far. Here's the pitch, and the ball hit pretty well down the left field line. Curving foul, though. Hillhouse got the bad hit out in front that time, turned on it. Count evens 1 ball and 1 strike. Bruce trying to go to 12 and 11 on the season. Here's the pitch, line drive, base hit in the left field. And it's first and second now for Bruce with nobody out. Top of the order in Jamal Jackson. So Burke may be tiring a little bit as he left that one up in the strike zone, and Hillhouse really pounded it. And now Jackson, the batter, he's 1 for 2 with a run scored. Singled his first time up, grounded to second. And he bunts, a good bunt down the third base line. He's going to have to hurry to get him. No chance. Going to be an infield hit for Jamal Jackson. I'm not sure if, even if Burke fields that ball cleanly, he doesn't have a chance, I don't think, to get Jackson. So the bases are loaded. Still nobody out for Brent Spencer. So a 2 for 3 night now for Jamal Jackson. And a meeting at the mound here for Houlka. And it looks like we're going to have a pitching change for the Wildcats. Coming in to pitch is going to be the left fielder, the other Burke, Sid Burke, will come in to pitch now. Right-hander for the Wildcats. They're going to move around some players defensively. Eric Johnson, who was playing short, is going to move to left field. And I would assume that Seth Burke will probably go to shortstop for Houlka. So with the pitching change, we'll keep it right here. All 3 runners, of course, belong to Seth Burke. So the book is not closed on him as of yet. Brent Spencer here with an RBI opportunity here. Well, we hope to have some news for you next week on football. I'm trying to get out and get some spring training updates from the local high schools, as all the coaches working hard to get ready for next fall. Going to be a whole different atmosphere around Calhoun County next year, with some of the division foes for Bruce have changed, as of course Calhoun City dropping to 1A. They're no longer in the division with the Trojans. So they're going to add East Webster. Saltillo is going to be on the schedule. Several teams that we haven't seen a whole lot in the last several years. Of course, you'll have your regular rivalries, Water Valley Bruce and Okolona. Of course, the 1A division should be interesting this year as well, as Calhoun City and Vardaman both will be battling with the likes of Smithville and Ware, Faulkner and some of those guys. Here's Spencer now, bases loaded, nobody out for Bruce. First pitch, popped it up, right side. First baseman Eaton giving chase, cannot make the play. Drops foul. Strike 1 to count here to Brent Spencer. He's walked and scored, grounded to short, 0 for 1. One strike to count here to Spencer. Corey Grace is on deck. 6 hits now for Bruce on the day. Here's the pitch from Burke, up and in, 1-1 to count. One pitch to Spencer. A little ground ball up along third. That could be trouble. Third base Chargers throws to the plate, and he's out at the plate. Good play by the third baseman, number 23, Greg Davidson. And he's able to get the lead runner. So a force out at home, 1 out now, as McKay is forced out. Hillhouse moves to third. Jackson to second. Spencer safe at first on the fielder's choice. Score that 5-2 on the putout. And now Corey Grace, with the bases loaded, has a chance to pick up another RBI. He takes a strike over the outside corner. Grace singled, knocked in a run, then walked and scored back in the third. So he's 1 for 1 on the day. Been on base both times. 0-1 pitch to Grace. That hung high for a ball. 1-1 the count. One to the right-handed third baseman. Heart of the order up now for Bruce. That's high and away. Good fastball there from Sid Burke, but he missed. 2-1. Burke in relief of Seth Burke, who loaded the bases to open the inning. 2-1 pitch, ground ball foul off the foot of Grace. That evens the count 2-2. 4-0's your score in the bottom of the fourth inning. Bruce, though, trying to break it wide open here in the fourth. 2-2 pitch to Corey Grace, senior. Ready, the pitch. Line drive into right field. Right fielder is there. He makes the catch. Here's a throw to the plate. Runner tagging, coming to the plate, and he's going to be safe. Down to third goes Jackson. He's out there. Run will count, though, as Hillhouse scores. So credit Grace with a sacrifice fly and an RBI. And then the runner at third, Jackson, is cut down to end the inning. So Bruce picks up 1 run on 2 hits. 1 man left. No Houlka errors. And after 4 now, it's Bruce 5, Houlka nothing. We'll be back. Stay with us. And we're back here as we start the top of the 5th inning. Sid Burke, now the pitcher, will lead it off. It'll be Burke, Burgess, and Noggle for Houlka against Colton Ward, who has been pretty dominating so far today. He struck out 3, walked a couple, has not allowed a hit so far. So Sid Burke, who struck out his first time, leads it off. Burke did a good job coming in and with the bases loaded, only giving up 1 run. The bases were loaded for Bruce in the bottom of the 4th, but they only could get 1. They lead 5-0. All 5 runs charged to Seth Burke. That pitch was high for a ball. 2-0 the count. Lee Burgess is on deck. And the pitch. Little flare, right side. Hillhouse backing up. Has a little trouble, but makes an over-the-shoulder catch. Looked as though Hillhouse was a little bit slow going after it, but he was able to get there easily. And is out number 1. 1 gone for Lee Burgess. And the pitch is a little high, ball 1. Do have a little bit of breeze blowing today. Kind of hard to tell. There's, of course, no flag out in the outfield, so we can't tell which way it's blowing, but there's a strike in there to Lee Burgess. He struck out his first time up. 0 for 1 on the day. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 2. 1-2 the count now. 1-2 pitch to Lee Burgess. Struck him out. 4th strikeout for Colton Ward. 2 down here in the 5th. Brings up Torrey Noggle. Flied to right his last time. 0 for 1 on the day. Hit the ball hard, but a nice diving catch out there by Eddie Logan. Robbed Noggle of a possible double, maybe even a triple. And the pitch. Ground ball up along third. Grace gloves it, but it's a foul ball. 1 strike the count to Noggle. He's the Houlka catcher. Here's the pitch. That's in the dirt. Right back to the screen. One ball and 1 strike. Swing and a miss at a pitch down in the dirt, and it's 1-2 now. So Ward 1 strike from getting out of the 5th inning. He's pitched a shutout here today. 1-2 pitch. That's way up and in for a ball. 2-2. That one got away from Ward a little bit. Two pitch. Grounded foul. Good job by Noggle to hang tough. Count evens at 2. Two balls, 2 strikes. Pitch from Ward. Popped it up foul, out of play again. So Noggle's hanging tough. And the count remains even at 2. 2 outs here in the top of the 5th. Bruce on top 5-0, but Houlka did a good job of keeping this game within reasonable distance. After the bases were loaded in the 4th, they only gave up 1 run. There's a ground ball foul again. So a good at bat for Noggle here, making the pitcher work. Here's a 2-2, and he laid off of that one, so the count goes full, 3-2. Payoff pitch, Wine delivers. Strike 3 called. As it came across the knees, and Noggle strikes out looking on a 3-2 pitch. And that'll end the inning, so Houlka comes up empty. That's 5 strikeouts now for Ward. And we played 4.5. Your score, the Trojans 5, Houlka nothing. Bottom of the 5th coming up. Due up, it'll be Chad Logan, Eddie Logan, and Jody Dye when we come back. Welcome back, everyone, here to the bottom of the 5th inning. Getting late here in the ball game, and Bruce on top 5-0. Colton Ward tossing a no-hitter so far. 6 outs to go. Bruce trying to pick up a little insurance runs here the last couple of innings. Logan, the batter. Chad is 1 for 2 with a 2-run home run. Popped to second his other time. Pitch way upstairs, ball 2, 2-0. Two balls and no strikes. Chad Logan having a good game here today. Here's the 2-0 pitch. He takes low, ball 3. 3-0 now. Sid Burke, your pitcher, in relief of Seth Burke. As ball 4 up high, 4 straight balls, and Logan's aboard with a walk. Chad Logan at first, and now here's Eddie Logan. 1 for 2. He struck out and singled. And the pitch, outside ball 1. Five to nothing, the score. Probably not a big enough lead to where Bruce would want to hold off and not try to put some play in action here. Houlka thinking the same thing, and Sid Burke throws to first. Logan back easily. See if something's on here. Another throw to first. One and 0 to Eddie Logan. Here's the pitch to the plate. He squared the bunt. Pitch is high, and Chad Logan's going to have a stolen base. So a stolen base for Logan. He's down at second with just 1 out, or with no outs rather. 2-0 here to Eddie Logan, so he'll have a chance to drive in a run here. And the pitch. Tried to get out of the way. It hit his bat, but a good play nevertheless. It does get the runner to third. So Logan able to advance the runner over. Kind of an excuse me swing on a pitch that was inside. He didn't mean to swing, but he did get a piece of it and hit it right back to the pitcher. Chad Logan moves to third with 1 out now. Jody Dye, the batter. Dye's 0 for 2. Fly to left and fly to right. Sid Burke decides to go out of the stretch now with a runner at third and 1 out, and the pitch popped it foul out of play. Strike 1 to count to Dye. Here's the 0-1 pitch. High fly ball foul down the right field line over toward the concession stand area. And the count is 0-2 now to Jody Dye. So if you're Dye here, you just want to put the ball in play. The infield is in, so he could get one through that drawn in infield. And he does just that, right through first and second for a base hit and an RBI for Jody Dye. Took an inside pitch, just fought it off, went the opposite way, and picks up an RBI single. Logan comes in to score. That'll bring up Colton Ward, who's 0 for 2. Reached on an error, popped to second. Here's the pitch off the bat. Foul. Probably would have hit him had he not hit the bat first, way inside. And that ball's hit pretty well in the left center field on the run. That ball is going to be up against the fence. Here comes Dye hitting for third. He's going to be in there standing on a double by Ward. So Ward with a gapper in the left center has his first hit of the game. And that brings up Shane McKay. McKay's 0 for 1. Flied to left and walked. So with 1 out, runners at second and third, Houlka once again has the infield in. Here's the pitch. Line drive, center field. Center fielder going back, has a beat on it, and cannot make the catch. And in comes the throw. So another run comes in for Bruce. RBI for Shane McKay. And that'll bring up Colby Hillhouse. He's 1 for 2. Popped to second, singled, scored a run. Still only 1 out, and he takes the strike. So a big inning here for Bruce. They've already scored a couple. Logan led off with a walk, stole second, then scored on a single by Jody Dye. There goes the runner, and he's going to be down to second. Throw is not nearly in time. So a stolen base for Shane McKay. Second steal of the inning. Ward's at third, McKay's at second, 1 out. A chance of base hit here, and Hillhouse could knock in a couple. And the pitch, ground ball back up the middle. Johnson knocks it down, or rather that's Burke. Throw to first, scooped up in time. Good play, and the runner does not score. That's a situation there where Ward probably should have scored on the play. As the ball was hit up the middle, a good play by Burke, who has moved to short now rather than Johnson. Number 16, Seth Burke. They're going to walk Jamal Jackson. Actually, that's Moore. Moore's at second now. He moved, is it short rather? He moved from second to short, and Burke went to second. So now Brent Spencer, for the second time tonight, will bat with the bases loaded. Last time he grounded into a force play. He takes that one inside, gets by the catcher, and the run will score as Ward hustles home, so they get that run anyway on the wild pitch. Ball outside is 2-0 now to Spencer. McKay's down at third. Jackson went to second on the wild pitch, so second and third with 2 down. Here's the pitch. Line drive over second baseman's head, base hit. 1 run will score. Here comes Jackson. He's going to score. So 2 runs come in, and that's your ball game. 10-0. A 5-run. The 10-run rule, and the game is over after 5 as Bruce comes through with a 5-run 5th to close this one out. So they walk Spencer, and Spencer delivers the big hit to win the game for Bruce. We're going to take a break. Be back with a recap here from Bruce. The Trojans win it over Houlka by the final score of 10-0. Back in a minute.
Gardening. It's that time of year again. Otuck Supply in Water Valley carries garden seed, sprayers, insecticides, pesticides, tough stuff buckets with 5-year warranty, feed pans, whiskey barrels, 2 sizes, clay pots, decorated plant rocks for yard and flower gardens. Now carrying fishing supplies, tackle boxes, docks catfish bait, trolling motors, minnows and worms, spring arrivals of Wrangler and Carhartt clothing, Georgia and Rocky boots, major name brands. Also stocking turkey supplies. Otuck Supply, Highway 7 bypass, Water Valley. Call toll-free 1-888-473-2541. Your new spring wardrobe is not complete until you have selected your 1999 spring footwear. And where better to do this than at Cash Shoes? Dorica Davis models fun shoes by Westies, Duckhead, Mootsy's Tootsie, and Annie. Ladies casual and dress shoes in all new spring colors, styles, and sizes. Men's casual and dress shoes by the names you'd recognize: Stacy Adams, Dockers, and Eastland. Children's shoes for summer. Cash Shoes, where you get the best of both quality and price. Located on the square in Calhoun City. Spring sale this month at Brazier's Home Furnishings. Love seats, cocktail, and end tables by Ashley starting at $37 a month. Recliners of many colors starting at $15 a month. Patio table and 4 chairs, $15 a month. Full entertainment centers, only $15 a month. Oak bedroom suits, queen beds, $43 a month. Cherry dinette set, $15 a month. Oak curios, $15 a month. Spring mattress savings on Jameson bedding, starting at $289 for a queen set. Free delivery and setup. Free removal of old bedding.
To Bruce, where the Trojans victorious today by the final score of 10-0. And our player of the game today, Colton Ward, who pitched a 5-inning no-hitter today, also had a base hit and scored a run. I had a double and scored a run for Bruce. So congratulations to Colton Ward, who pitched a no-hitter. Hitting star of the game, when Chad Logan also hit a 2-run homer. Also scored a couple of runs. So a big day for Chad also. Jamal Jackson, leadoff man, went 2 for 3 on the night, scored a couple of runs as well. Brent Spencer, who finished out the game with a 2-run single. He had 2 RBIs, was 1 for 3 on the night, scored a run. Corey Grace was 1 for 1, had a sacrifice fly, 2 RBIs, scored a run. Chad Logan, he was 1 out of 2 on the day with a walk, scored 2 runs, drove in 2 on the home run. Eddie Logan, he was 1 for 3 on the night. Also, the first baseman, Jody Dye, was 1 for 3 with an RBI and a run scored. Colton Ward, 1 for 3, scored a run as well. And Shane McKay was 1 for 2 with a run scored. Colby Hillhouse, he was 1 for 3 with a run scored as well. Colton Ward, the winning pitcher, with a no-hitter, only walked a couple. And the losing pitcher was Seth Burke for Houlka. So Houlka drops to 3-7 on the season. Bruce ups their record to 12-11. We're going to be back momentarily, hopefully with some more post-game for you as we'll try to talk to Coach Logan and possibly a player or two. So stay with us. You're watching Bruce Trojan Baseball on TV7, TV 34.
Hello, I'm Michelle with Crestani Rebel Motors. We are your one-stop General Motors shopping center. Chevys, we've got them all, from the legendary Z28 to the new full-size Silverado. From the Cavalier to the hot sport utilities, Tahoe and Suburban. Wide-track Pontiacs, Buicks, Oldsmobiles, and the North Star-driven Cadillacs. We've got them all, so come see us soon and put our simple business philosophy to the test. Crestani Rebel Motors, Jackson Avenue, Oxford.
King from Houston, Mississippi, and we're here to talk a little bit about the Maytag wash and dryer, the series called Neptune. And my wife and I bought this wash and dryer in October of last year, which was '98, and we've been very, very pleased. Some of the things they told me that it would do, it's even doing that and more. One of the things that we're so pleased with is saving us about $15 a month on our water bill.
Welcome back as we're talking to Coach Donnie Logan of the Bruce Trojans. Get a big victory today, 10-0 on 10 hits today, and a good pitching performance from Colton Ward, who had a no-hitter through 5. And all-around good game today as you knocked off Houlka in a non-division game, Coach. And tell us about your assessment of the game today.
Well, we hit the baseball well. As you said, we had 10 hits, and Colton threw a good game. He was throwing strikes and wasn't walking anybody. I didn't even know he had a no-hitter till the end of the game right there. So, that's a great job by him. He's pitched well all year for us, and, I'm real pleased with him.
Well, the baseball team here now, you want to play well as you get down the stretch here. Got a couple more division games before the tournament coming up next week.
Yeah, we got North Pontotoc at North Pontotoc, and then Calhoun City at Calhoun City next Friday. And, we need to win both of those games to help our seeding for the tournament. And then as we go through the tournament, then at the higher seeds, you have the chance of playing a game at home, and you always want to play at home if you can.
Right, and of course you'll have some of your, I'm sure Corey Grace, some of the other guys getting ready to go in those pitching matchups for the weekend.
Yeah, I've got my pitching set up the way I want to do it for Tuesday night and also again for Friday, and then we'll see where we fall next week to see what we want to do. So,
Coach, we appreciate it. Congratulations on a big victory today.
Thank you, Don.
Welcome back here to the post-game show where the Bruce Trojans win today over Houlka by a final score 10-0. We're talking to our players of the game here, pitcher Colton Ward and also catcher Chad Logan, the battery mate today. And Colton coming through with a 5-inning no-hitter today. And when you went into the 5th inning, I don't think you had any idea that you were pitching the no-hitter, but it came through for you.
Yeah, we just played good defense behind me, and that's it.
Chad, you hit your 5th home run today and a 2-run shot, scored a couple of runs, a big day at the plate for the Bruce Trojans in general.
Yeah, I just had to settle down and be patient today. I've been swinging at bad pitches lately, so I just had to be patient.
Well, Colton, this, of course, a non-division game, but you got a couple of big games coming up. You're 2-3 now in division play, and North Pontotoc and Calumet City, a couple of games on the road that you really need to win.
Yes, we need to win them, that's for sure.
Well, Chad, the bat starting to hit. You had 10 hits today, so the team's starting to hit a little bit better. And I know y'all have to be confident going in these next 2 games that you can pull them out and improve your seeding there in the tournament next week.
Yeah, we have to get these next 2 games big dough because we have to go into the tournament, and we have to come out there so we can have a chance to playoffs.
Okay, Colton Ward and Chad Logan are players of the game. Congratulations, guys. Appreciate it.
Appreciate it.
All right.
That's going to do it here from Bruce High School, where the Trojans victorious today over Houlka by a final score of 10-0. Impressive victory for the Trojans as they got the bats going late, had a 5-run 5th to close it out and get the big victory over Houlka today. And of course, next couple of games we'll also have the Trojans coming up Friday night as they'll go on the road to take on Calumet City. Should be a good matchup. For those of you that saw the first game, went 12 innings, Trojans coming out on top, so should be a good game, and stay tuned for that. For Russ Wooten and Don Brooks for TV7, TV34, we'll see you next time.